Well, I had to look up two of these names that were used in this song. Of course, Mr. Caruso is obviously Enrico Caruso. I didn't have to look him up because even I know about him and I know nothing about opera. But in the second stanza it says, talk of your Melbas and singers of choice. So I had to look up Melba, and I'm pretty sure that could only be referring to Nellie Melba, whose real name was Helen Mitchell. She took the pseudonym of Melba as a tribute to her hometown of Melbourne, Australia. I saw one video where the person in the video said that she was the most famous woman in the world at the turn of the century. And of course, he meant the turn of the 20th century, as in the year 1900. Here's a picture of her. She was an operatic soprano. She lived from 1861 to 1931, and she, doing various fundraising charity activities, she raised over £100,000 for World War One, for the British in World War One, and because of that, not because of her singing ability, but because of her fundraising ability, she was made a Dame of the British Empire. So she could also be referred to as Dame Nellie Melba, GBE, which the G stands for Grand Cross. That's the highest appointment of the various orders of the British Empire that the monarch of England can bestow upon someone. There she is again. So that's who Melba must have been. Then the other one was Queen Tetrazzini, which was Luisa Tetrazzini. She was another operatic soprano who was very technically accomplished. She had a very, very, very broad range, and could jump in just amazing intervals. Here's a picture of her. Let's see, I think I got a better one than that. Let me go over here. There we go. That's a better picture. From 1910, according to the writing on it. And let's see. Here's a little Nellie Melba singing. I just play this video. Of course, there's no video. There's a video record of Nellie Melba singing, but it's a silent video, so there's no sound. Was The Angels Weep, which she was singing in French, which in French is something like Les Anges Pleurant. I don't speak French, but it's something like that. Here's a little Luisa Tetrazzini. This is really good sound quality on this one. for an old recording. And then she goes into her culture. And so let's see, she lived from 1871 to 1940. And then, of course, there's Enrico Caruso, the most famous Italian tenor in the history of humankind. And even I know who he is and have heard several of his recordings. And, if you don't know who Enrico Caruso is, then you probably need to brush up on your music history. I just want to hear him hit the high note in this song. I learned who Enrico Caruso was when I was a kid because Charles Emerson Winchester on MASH listened to his records all the time. And of course this is O Holy Night, which is singing in French. Cantique de Noël. He's a good looking dude. We come to the high note. So there you go. Talk of your Melbas was Nellie Melba. Queen Tetrazzini was Louisa Tetrazzini. And of course, Mr. Caruso was Enrico Caruso.